Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rosie of Rosie Reads 613, and today I have the books that I read for February. So yeah, let's get into the wrap up. I had a very good reading month. I read more books than I did in January. I read 6 books, which is, I'm actually like really proud of myself for doing that. I'm not even joking. Like 4 books. I was surprised I got 4 books last month. I'm even more surprised that I got 6 books this month just because of my workload and what I'm doing. The first 3 books that I read were all ebooks, and they were all romance books, and I read them because I participated in my first ever read-a-thon, which was awesome. It was hashtag read-a-thon, and it was hosted by Hope and Mandi. I will link their channels down below. They're so amazing. I love watching their videos, and I was so happy to participate in this read-a-thon. I got super into it on Twitter. The first book that I read was Dare to Love by Carly Phillips. I absolutely love Carly Phillips. She was actually one of her books was actually the first romance book that I read when I was 16, and I haven't stopped. I went on a little bit of a hiatus with her books, but this book only made me fall in love with her books even more. I absolutely loved it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was just so, oh my god, I can't even describe it. I flew through the book. And I know people say you read ebooks like a lot faster than regular books, but I started it I think I read it like less than 24 hours. It was so good. I couldn't put it down. And I think it was just because of the relationship between the 2 main characters, and it was so great. So the second book that I read was, I don't know if you could call it a novella, but it's only like 120 pages. It's the first in I believe a 6-book series, and that is it's Lifeblood by V.M. Black, and I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. It was very short, and there was a huge cliffhanger at the end just because it was setting you up for the second book. Overall, it was good. I mean, it's not something that I remember vividly as much as I do with Dare to Love, but I still enjoyed it. It's about Cora. She is a senior in college, and unfortunately she has terminal cancer. She has, I believe, leukemia, and so in the beginning of the book, you find out that she has been told that she only has 4 or 5 months to live. Her doctor gives her she gives her 2 options. One to just kind of see, I forget what the first option I believe is just kind of live her life, do as much as she can, or she hands her this business card as option 2, and she tells her you could also call this person, being completely not descriptive, kind of hey, there's this other option over here. So she ended up calling the card, and is brought to this place, and she meets Mr. Thorne, and he is very kind of mysterious, and kind of she doesn't know what's going on, but she does know that when they meet, there's a connection. They kind of propose it as this treatment. She decides to do it, and at the end you find out that Mr. Thorne is not exactly human. I mean, I'm sure you can kind of figure out because it has to do with blood and curing someone who has a terminal disease. I gave it 3 out of 5. It was good. It definitely set you up for the second book in the series. I don't know if I'm going to read it. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. The third book that I read was His Wicked Games by Ember Casey, and this is, I believe, the first book in in a series. I thought it was a good book. I enjoyed. I mean, it was just like with Lifeblood. It was like an okay book. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's also sets you up for the second book. So, like, I think the problem I had when I was reading this book is I didn't know there was going to be another book. So it's kind of like reading it and being like, okay, how's the book going to end? So how are we doing this? How is it going to happen? And it like got to the point where I was like good like chunk in. I was like, yeah, this does not seem like it's going to be a great ending because it's not really wrapping things up. But then I realized, oh, there's other books. So like the way it ended was great and it definitely enticed you to continue on. But still, I gave it a 3 out of 5. There wasn't like it wasn't overly special to me. It didn't like leave a lasting impression. Like out of the 3 books that I read for the read-a-thon, Dare to Love was like boom in my memory. It's still in my memory. I'm pretty sure I would like it's one of those books that I would reread, which is a huge thing because I'm not a huge rereader, but if it's a book that like I absolutely loved, I will have no problem rereading it because I like to obviously relive what happens. But yeah, it was okay.